What's up, YouTube? We are here today trying out a new skate that I got in yesterday. So I got a pair of FR Neo Dual 2s, or Neo 2 Duals 310s, right? But this is the new shell mold from FR Skates, and it is dual density. So the bottom black portion is a denser plastic. It's more stiff. And the top teal portion is a lighter density plastic, and it is a little less stiff. So according to FR Skates, more flex where you want it for comfort, less flex where you don't want it, right, on the black parts. I'm used to skating FR1s. I have several pairs of FR1s, and these, you know, the teal color is a little bit darker than my light blue FR1s. But it's not a whole lot darker. I really like the color. But yeah, they're beautiful skates, right? So on my FR1s, I'm used to skating Intuition liners and the Rockford Endless 90 frames. These come with flat 310 millimeter frames. They're 240 millimeters, so they're pretty maneuverable relatively because of the short wheelbase. I was just out skating on them a second ago. They're a lot of fun. That'll be the next part of this video. I had some SD card issues earlier, so I'm re-recording this part, unfortunately. But the only modification I've made so far to the skate is putting on some waxed laces from Amazon. I can't remember what brand is this. It's a Derby Core. I have some extra ones right here. But anyways, those are the laces that I use, the little 6 millimeter wide and 45 millimeter length, or it'd be 45 centimeter, not 45 millimeter, right? That'd be way too short. But yeah, beautiful skates. So some differences from the FR1s. The first thing that I noticed was on the cuff, this little, I don't know what you call this, but the little flap that covers the tongue is a lot thinner. And it's shorter. You don't have those little cut straps that you typically do on the FR1s. You know, as far as the overlap when I was skating, probably about right there or so. So it seemed to be perfect for my leg pre-break-in, right? But some other differences. The liner is new, so let me take that out. So this is the new Neo liners, and they are more padded, according to FR Skates, than the regular FR1 liners. And I can tell you that, yeah, that is the case. The tongue on these is a pretty big upgrade from the FR1 tongues. Like these FR1 liners, I haven't even skated these. I basically just threw some Intuitions in my FR1s. But the tongue is really soft and flexible. Like when I'm skating in these, it feels like I'm skating on pillows or clouds. You know, I think this is just a little more stiff. Like this material right here, this fabric, it's got a little hardness to it that the FR1 liner just doesn't seem to have. So definitely an improvement on the liner. Plus, look how good it looks compared to this one, right? So another big difference, so on this liner, the Neo liner, there's no heel shock absorption pad, where on the FR1 liner there is by Velcro. However, there is a heel shock absorption pad inside the Neo skate. There's this little kind of insole that goes underneath the liner, and this is what has your heel absorption pad. So you can see the 5-hole frame mounting. That is different from the 7-hole frame mounting. Personally, I would prefer the 7-hole because it gives you more options than the 5-hole. But the 5-hole, we'll see, probably good enough. I mean, for all the 165 millimeter frame mounts, you won't really have to worry, you know. But if you needed like a 180 millimeter frame mount, then you'd have to shift the frame over to accommodate that on these frames because of the kind of X shape of the hole pattern. Yeah, but I usually skate Intuitions, so I'm most likely gonna switch out these liners for Intuitions permanently. That's just a personal preference because I really like a stiff tongue. But these are stiffer than the FR1s. So, yeah, in the next segment of the video, we're going to get out and skate the stock just like this. And then I'm going to throw in some intuitions and produce a third part of the video with the intuition liners in there. Okay, so anything else? Another difference, the tool that came with it, I know this is probably not such a big deal, but the tool that came with the Neo is an upgrade over the regular T Allen wrench that comes with the FR1s. This one has a bearing puller and a little Phillips head for the 45-degree bolts. So the cuff is still adjustable. It's a different looking adjustable cuff than the FR1s, but it is still 4-way adjustable. So let's get these on and get out for a skate. All right, we're out here on the Neo Dual 2s, 310s, giving them a test run. Woo. Hopefully not too windy. It's a little bit windy going to the, or coming from the north today. But anyways, these things are pretty fast, but I think it's the, 110 millimeter wheels. I'm used to skating on 90s, 4x90. Whew. There's the dogs. So yeah, the flat, I definitely prefer a rocker frame, but these are pretty fun because they're got a quite short frame compared to the 90. Whew. So it's a little loose in the cuff. I'll maybe tighten those here in a second, but I honestly think that's just from the lack of an intuition liner. They feel good. They do feel good. They'd feel better, I think, with an intuition liner. Whew. Whew. But man, they are comfy. That is for sure. See if I can mohawk. Oh yeah, just fine. Just a little harder to weave on the mohawk with flat, but since these are so short, they're pretty maneuverable. They're more maneuverable than my aggressive skates that I was using at the skate park the other day. That's for sure. Whew. That was a quick turn with short wheelbase. That's pretty nice. I'm gonna definitely keep these frames. A lot of times I sell the stock FR frames on eBay, but I'm gonna keep these for a spare of 3x110s that are relatively short. Oh yeah, I like these. So I'm trying to decide if these would be a good kind of Wizard boot. I know the Wizard boots are usually UFS, but as far as the raised heel version for my arc frames. So the idea when I bought these was that I'll put my arc frames that are just kind of sitting around onto either these or the FR1s, and then put my endless 90s on the other ones, so I have a Wizard skate setup that I can start playing around with. Something that I didn't think about that's kind of important with that is that the arc frames, they fit a 165 millimeter hole distance, but if you have that 180 mount, it's a lot better with the frame locks, essentially, because well, I mean, you can look at their website and see the hole patterns on the arc frames. I think it'll still work if I use the little lateral slots. Anyway, sorry. These have a 5-hole mount rather than a 7-hole mount. So the middle hole is really just 165 millimeter. So might be better to use the arc frames on the FR1s just because of that 7-hole mounting. I get more support with the frame that way. However, I think that using the non-conventional slots on the arc frame on these would be just fine. So I'll try it all, you know. But I mean, first impressions, I think they're pretty slick. They feel really, really good. They're really comfortable. I would say that the liner is definitely an upgrade to the FR1 liners. The tongue, even though I have a little bit of flex there, you can see, you know, it's the pad folding over the cuff. So if this was stiffer, I'd feel a lot better in the skates. But I like them. I'm gonna keep them, you know. A couple other differences. These have a really kind of a rough texture to them. They're textured somewhat. It's not rough, but like really, really, really fine grit sandpaper. As opposed to the FR1 shells that are super, super smooth. The cuff here is smooth like the FR1s, but not the rest of the boot. So, but heck yeah, I guess we're gonna throw the Endless 90s on here, throw in the Intuition liner, and get back out and see if that makes a difference, because that's what I'm used to skating. But man, I really like these things. I'm satisfied with the purchase so far. So, all right. Whew. All right. We're out here in the FR Neo Dual 2s with the Intuition Premium liners in here now, instead of the stock liners like I'm used to. Put my phone up out of my pocket. But yeah, I'm just giving these a go, seeing how they feel. Whew. I can say one thing, I'm really happy that I bought these because I forgot how fun 3x110 is. I put my Endless 90s on there earlier just to mess around, and they felt pretty good. But the 3x110 just feels really solid right now. I'm really enjoying it. We got my wife over here. She's skating. Whew. Say hi. That's the wife. She's getting better too. She just skates a little less frequently than I do. So, but we're about to get her some new FR2s, the light purples. But anyways, the duals, they feel pretty good. I've skated on them for about, this is probably about hour 2 or so. I skated on them for a bit earlier, off camera and a little bit on camera. They are definitely more flexible on the cuff, and that is to be expected by what FR said, as the cuff is part of the low density plastic. And as I was pointing out earlier, it's got a thinner tab that goes over the tongue, and so that definitely contributes as well. Maybe the same plastic as the FR1's, just thinner. I don't know. I'm not really sure about that. But yes, there is more flexibility in the cuff. Too much? No. I don't think so. It does feel different than the FR1, but I'm enjoying them. they feel solid. And I was, you know, wondering if I was going to start using these for my urban skates. I'll probably still use the FR1s, but I'm definitely going to use these as well. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep these in 3x110 and have a 3x110 setup. So the frame length is 240 millimeters. It gives a centimeter between each wheel when they're brand new, between the edge of the wheels. And man, it feels good. It's fast. I can carve well. It's got great maneuverability, especially for a flat frame. Doing the tri-skate. Man, it's nice today. It's a nice day for skating. We were doing Easter stuff because I have family from out of town. They're going back into town for their college starting on Monday. So we did Easter a day early with the family. And now we're out here cruising. Whew. Whew. Overall though, you know, I'll try to wrap this segment up with the video. Overall, I'm happy with the purchase. They are a little bit wider than the FR1 shell down here at the toe box specifically. And they have more flex, like forward flex on the cuff. But you know, other than that, they feel pretty familiar. So definitely something to try. If you got wider feet, you know, and you struggle fitting in the FR1 sizes, these might be a better skate for you. They're not a lot wider, but they seem to be a little bit. Anyways. Watch out for the water bottle. You know what? I've never done a power slide in 3x110s because the last time I skated them were on my FRX, which I ended up selling because they're too large. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. Not too bad. All right, cool. Well, that's it for this segment of the video. So, this will probably end the video. Actually, if you have any questions, feel free to holler in the chat or the comments. You know, any questions, FR versus the Neos. It may take me a while to learn the answer to some of those questions as I skate on them more than just 2 hours. But overall, I do like them. Happy with the decision. I wish they had a 7-hole mounting system instead of the 5-hole. But that doesn't matter in most cases anyways. I still got the 165 millimeter frame mounting with these. So, but if you're not part of the Discord, Inline Skate Space, we have a Discord that we opened up in February this year, so just a couple months ago, and it's a place for inline skaters to hang out and learn from each other. But drop by, check us out. I'll leave the link in the description of this video. Stay safe out there, and y'all have a good one. See ya.